Hi, welcome to Nerdy Brew, weekly podcast where we discuss movies, TV, video games, and other things. My name is Julian.
Nathan.
Brandon.
Brandon's back.
I know. This is an accomplishment.
This is a streak going on for him. We've been here for 4 episodes. Brandon's here for 2. He's 50% accurate right now.
Loading. Almost complete.
Anyway, so, movies?
Movies.
All right,
I like movies.
I like movies too. So, not many trailers came out this past week, as previous weeks, with all the big summer release trailers coming out. But there are a couple of news things that kind of came out that I thought were kind of interesting. You guys saw the Mad Max movies, right?
Yeah, of course. You have to do it.
So apparently they have Tom Hardy. He signed on for another 3 episodes, which is another 3 movies, which is actually
movie deal.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But I don't know if it's gonna be 3 where he's the main protagonist.
He wasn't really the main protagonist this one. That's what everyone got up in the uproar for, because Charlize Theron had more of say in everything in it, which I felt for plotline and storyline it kind of needed.
He's like a voiceless character though.
Yeah,
like,
he just comes, shoot shit, save shit, moves on.
Yeah, so how would you not call him the main protagonist? I mean, the movie started off with him and kind of ended with him, and he was also the main point, I would say. I mean, anyway, so
Harry Potter starts off with Hagrid.
I fucking hate you. Anyway, so he's got three more movies. Whether or not it's gonna be like the Samuel Jackson thing where he's got cameos in additional movies, because I know they're looking to do a Furiosa movie, which would be pretty cool. So I could see his contract being involved where he can star in a Mad Max movie, but not necessarily be the main character in it. So I think that's the route they're gonna probably go for. I don't know if he's gonna do 4 straight movies of Mad Max, and that'll be it. So what do you guys think?
I mean, his character. He's a more well. I try to think. It usually ends terribly, but he has more acting skills behind him than just what he did in Mad Max. He's done
Inception.
He
was Bane.
Bane, of course. Oh,
don't forget.
That was a bad one.
Don't forget that Valentine's Day movie he did. That was pretty terrible.
Yeah. But he also did, it's one of my favorite movies where he's the MMA fighter based on the real story.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that.
Was it The Warrior?
Warrior, which was great.
Not The Warriors.
Not The Warriors, but Warrior.
Warrior.
Which, I would have liked, because I thought when I first saw the Mad Max trailer, I thought he was going to be as buff as he was in Warrior in that, and kind of was a little...
Dude, he's more buff than in Bane.
Yeah, he was more buff in Bane than Mad Max. So, I wasn't expecting that, because he's not as gruff as the original Mad Max, so I thought he needed a little bit more muscle to be more
threatening. Shout out to Nazi Mel Gibson. No, I think that's I mean, you kind of bring up a good point. I don't think he's supposed to be that buff. I mean, you got to realize the setting. It's a wasteland. They're literally scourging for food, water, oil, and guns. That's their main priority. So it's I wouldn't expect him to be buff. I would expect him to be kind of scrawny and be able to get captured and things like that to make him more realistic in that setting. So, other things.
But then you also have to think, it's a wasteland and they're fighting to survive. So you think there'd be a couple people that are huge because they're fighting to survive.
No.
No, whatever.
No, I know. I think the Warriors are still scrawny. I mean, you could see it in the people with the chrome teeth. I can't remember their names now, but their boss.
The boys. They were literally just called
the boys. Their boss is fat because he is the boss. So he gets all the food. He gets all the water. He gets all the shit.
He gets all the breast milk.
Look at the leader of the entire tribe there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's on dialysis. Yeah,
but he's still fat. Because he's in charge, so he gets all that shit. So I wouldn't expect the Warriors to be buff. I mean, they're muscular, but they're not buff.
Yeah, there's only one, which was the one that was protecting the boss, so did a horrible job at it.
Yeah. So, I know we discussed, since you haven't still seen the movie yet, Star Wars. I know. Star Wars. Hopefully tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow. Maybe next podcast we'll actually be able to talk about Star Wars for real. We talked about a Stormtrooper cameo. Daniel Craig. So apparently he's uncredited in the credits.
You would never be able to tell it was him.
No, absolutely not. But his code name is actually JB007, which I find hilarious. So apparently the story is he was actually filming next door on a different set, filming Spectre, or Spectre, or whatever the hell the new James Bond movie was called. And he decided to just take a walk over, and they threw a suit on him and was like, do this part for us. So I thought that was really cool. When we'll talk more about it next week when you see them. I don't want to ruin anything for you. But I think that's
They care not this much in real life.
No, we don't.
Don't lie. You really do. You don't want it ruined.
Well, I don't ruin what I'm saying. You're not this kind of real life half the time.
No. Michael Bay, you love his movies. He's got big explosions and shit.
Explosions and bombs and stuff.
So apparently there's going to be another Transformer movie. Why?
I don't know. I saw the picture.
Can we just get Unicron finally and just destroy Earth?
This is Unicron.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it it's Armageddon? I think it's called, right?
I was hoping more.
I thought it was Rise of Unicron. That
Is
this one
it?
was called.
I thought it was.
I was
Transformers
hoping more
Unicron.
towards the Dinobots or maybe a Beast Wars.
Well,
They did Dinobots, and it was.
I mean, the last 15 minutes really doesn't count.
No, I definitely think they didn't have enough screen time. I mean, that was the coolest fucking part of the movie.
No, it definitely was, and they should
Just the Optimus Prime running a Dinobot was pretty. That should be everyone's background for everything. Just.
Yeah,
Optimus Prime
we should see that in
running.
every movie going forward.
Star
Star Wars, Optimus Prime running Dinobot.
I didn't see very much about that one yet. Are they trying to bring back Wahlberg?
I don't think there's anything about it. I think it's just that they know there's going to be a fifth one, and Michael Bay is directing.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Which I was surprised that he wanted to direct it again because he thought he already said he was kind of done with it.
Money.
Yeah, money.
It's all money. That's
Just
all.
like his agreement to work with Megan Fox again. He said he would never do that.
And TMNT came.
The TMNT came and they threw money at him, and magically how much you don't like that bitch when you're getting paid.
Yeah. Well, is he doing TMNT too?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got a couple movies in the works.
He always does.
I probably wouldn't want to work with her either. Just off of her.
Apparently she smells bad.
Apparently she's got a toe thumb. See that? She's got a big fucking thumb. It's the fucking thumb on your toe. Speaking of TMNT, they just announced Krang will be in the movie, the second one, and you said there's. I see a different photo than what you were talking about.
The screenshot that I saw, it looked like a brain in a glass jar attached to giant metal spider legs.
The
To
article.
me, that's just not Krang. I picture Krang. I picture the old 80s cartoons where he was in the full body,
Yeah.
with the hole in the stomach of the android body,
Yeah.
and it was just a brain in the body.
See, that's the photo I saw. Was they released a toy catalog image of all the new toys coming out for that movie, and they have Krang exactly how you're describing.
Unless that's like
Maybe it's like a fan thing or a yeah,
like a pre-suit type of deal, like his mobility before he gets into the suit.
could be two suits. Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah.
It could be something that he like moves around in a little bit quicker, smaller, and then he's got his big body form.
Maybe.
Because I mean, if you remember the original cartoon, the first like cartoon came out. There was a time where the body was like technically destroyed by the legs by like Donatello, and he escaped through the little center and screwed away.
Yeah, but didn't he have a body within the next week or two?
It's a
worth of
cartoon.
episodes?
Everything resets itself in the next week. It's not real.
Not Boy Meets World.
Yeah, people die. I gotta bring that up. I miss you, Greeny.
So, I know me and you watch Key and Peele. Do you watch Key and Peele at all?
From time to time.
Time to time?
I said, bitch.
Shh, they're in the other room. So Key and Peele are actually, I guess they're maybe producing and directing a movie. I think it's called Keanu. That sounds right?
Don't care what it is. I'm psyched.
Yeah, they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I love those guys. They're apparently the plot from what I read is it says friends plot to retrieve stolen cat by passing as drug dealers.
Which just sounds like it's probably going to be one of those like scary movie type things where it was long. It was a pretty running like SNL skit, and then it just kept going.
I think it's going to be more leaning towards Let's Be Cops. Something along that line. Just
But with drug
the other side of the law.
Well, yeah, the drug law, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Let's Be Cops 2, which I don't know how that's going to happen.
That should not happen. The movie was not.
I thought it was
great.
Pretty funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was not that.
That's like the
I like
younger.
I like those two guys, and Because they're friends in real life. They're kind of like me and Julian, but kind of white guy.
Let me explain why I hated it.
You hate a lot of things people love, though.
You know what? I do, and for a good reason.
I digress.
The Wayne's son that was in it, he has the Wayne's name attached to him. I
thought he was
so
the
much
younger
more
brother.
human.
Is it the younger brother or is it the son?
I think it's one of their sons.
Oh.
I expected so much more humor out of a Wayne's boy.
Not all of them are funny.
I noticed this
like
after that movie.
Just
their
like all the Baldwins
sister.
aren't that good.
And some of them are racist. And not all of them are racist, but I mean the ones that are have the most screen time.
I expect a lot more humor out of him than what he delivered, and there was a few parts that made me chuckle.
Not all of them are funny. The daughter, not the daughter, the sister of Marlon and the other one, she's on, what is it? Wild Out. It's not a funny girl. All her jokes are about basically how she's a lesbian, which isn't funny after a while.
Look at Will Smith's family. You got a daughter that can't sing, a son that can't act, and you that's got the whole package.
He's pretty. I mean, Jane.
Well, he's got an older son too that isn't in the limelight.
He doesn't do anything, but Jane is not that bad of an actor.
Yes,
he's just a weird kid.
He's a weird kid, and you gotta give him craps because he's been dressing weird, and then
He just dressed in a kilt.
He just dressed in a kilt, and then someone asks him like, "Why do you keep doing this when your father was all this?" And goes, "Just to bother with people." That is glory. Give him a prize because he's literally dressing to fuck with people just to see if people will take his credits.
2 decent things in his career. Number 1 was The Pursuit of Happiness. You know why? Because he didn't talk. His father did the talking for him.
He talked.
He was still little tiny kid. Number 2 was Karate Kid. It was an amazing reboot.
Really? You think so?
I liked it, but I also liked the one where a lot of people hated that was directed by.
If you say
M. Night Shyamalan, I liked After Earth.
God, you're awful. Why are we friends?
Because
After Earth was terrible. You
had the storyline was terrible, but
their acting was terrible. They tried being like weird British future people.
Yeah, I didn't get British at all. I like
They had a weird accent.
I like the principle on fear because that relates to a lot of things in life.
The movie would have been infinitely better had it ended one of 2 ways. Within the first 15 minutes, they both get sucked out of the ship. Or within the first 15 minutes of being on the planet, those wolf things eat both of them.
Or within the first 15 minutes, someone said, "M. Night Shyamalan, you're done."
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, if it wasn't M. Night, because M. Night Shyamalan wrote it, so if someone else probably wrote it, it would have been better.
He's another one that's only done like 2 good
like,
things.
for some reason, who's paying him to do an Avatar 2?
That's James Cameron.
No, Avatar the Last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the blue people. They were Avatar after that. Fuck them, okay? Avatar is Aang. Those blue people can go suck a dick.
They're tentacle porn.
But I don't know why someone agreed to give him money to ruin another loving franchise.
Does that mean we can get a Dragon Ball 2?
They're talking about it. They're already talking about it.
M. Night Shyamalan, exactly. God, this is going to be filled with M. Night Shyamalan this episode.
It really should, because he's just the worst kind of person.
You know what?
He did like one decent movie, which was
2. He did Signs and he did Devil.
Devil was good.
Devil was good. Like, his first movie.
I See Dead People.
I See Dead People.
That was good, but
okay.
Signs was good until you thought about it, though. You got that's that. When you first watch it, it's great. Then you think about it, and like that was a horrible movie.
And I will say he did The Happening, which was really good, all the way up until he found out what was causing said disease. And that just kind of.
I think that's his problem. He's got good movies until like the last.
I think he just writes it out to get someone to buy the scripts, and then when it's time to hand in the script, he just goes, "Oh shit! Here."
They're like college professors. They read like the first 50 pages, go, "Yeah, this is pretty good, A," and then they get to the last page and like, "Fuck, what did I do?"
I sent him out in the world.
But he makes millions of dollars, even though he produces shit. So, props to him.
Since we're already on his topic, we're gonna skip ahead to the
to TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, he's reviving Tales from the Crypt on TNT. Which
I heard about Tales from the Crypt coming back, but I didn't know it was M. Night Shyamalan behind it.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't, because the original puppet was destroyed just a couple years ago. Well, which was a long time coming.
Did not hear about that.
Yeah, it wasn't that it was like destroyed on purpose. It was just it wasn't taken care of. It wasn't taken care of in the beginning, so it was just falling apart. Because it was already made falling apart, so it just kind of collapsed.
with all the makeup
but
technology they have.
you're asking M. Night Shyamalan to recreate it.
But put it this way, it's like going from the original Star Wars trilogy to new trilogy with all CGI. That's what you're gonna get in Tales of the Crypt, with puppet characters. I mean, like it's gonna be just shit. And his stories, like I said, his stories are good, but there's always that retarded twist or just some stupid thing in the movie that you just go, why am I?
Yeah, but you gotta think. I mean, his movies are usually good for a half hour. Tales from the Crypt is just half hour long, so maybe
it might actually be good. You're right.
I think I'm gonna be willing to give it an episode or two. Maybe.
We're gonna give it an episode or two just because of nostalgia, really, and then we can say fuck it or not.
If I get started with it and they so much has changed the theme song going into it.
They'll probably put some techno beat behind it.
Oh no, it's gonna be a changed theme song. I don't think they're gonna keep the original.
No, they should.
I wish. Speaking of TNT, I know me and you used to watch like the Teen Titans cartoon show. They actually just passed on the live action Teen Titans show, and now it makes me think: did they pass it for M. Night Shyamalan's Tales of the Crypt? Like, did they go? Teen Titans would be pretty cool. Oh, Tales of the Crypt, M. Night Shyamalan? We're gonna do that instead.
Probably, because they're probably thinking, oh, there's enough superhero, which is a stupid thing for anyone to think, oh, there's enough superheroes, which, I mean, there is getting crazy out there, but which ones aren't watched? I mean, Jessica Jones just came out, and it's blowing out the waters, and that just came out like a month ago, and it's blowing out the waters with popularity. Daredevil's second season is getting hyped up some fierce, and was just announced a couple days ago.
I don't hear too many good things about Agent Carter or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like the first season.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going down, but it was towards the end. It was starting to rise back up because they were starting to get into the mutants finally, which in Project Inhumans, sorry, which if done correctly can be great. If they actually bring in Spike and all the real Inhumans into it, it could make the ratings go back up. But they have to do it right. A lot of them focus too much on Coulson and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which can only go so far. We watch these things for the heroes and stuff like that, which the agents are cool themselves, but I want to see the Inhumans because it was a great short run comic, so I'm pretty sure it could be a pretty good run on TV.
Don't they have a movie based off the Inhumans coming?
So 2018.
2018 for Inhumans.
Yeah. Well, Josh Whedon just said he's finished with Marvel, so that's another big thing. I know he directed the Avengers movies, right? And a couple, I think something else.
I think he had a hand in Iron Man, didn't he?
And then also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. People, apparently, he was kind of just tired of I guess, Disney, Marvel. And a lot of people were talking shit about some of the things he did in the universe, which...
He rushed it. He did rush it. I'll give him that. But, I mean, he's a great... the movies were enjoyable. You can't be mad at him rushing it. Because a lot of these movies, they want them done in a certain amount of time. And if we spent so long going through... Like, Civil War, it came out after, 5 Avenger movies? Which is a quick amount of time to get to Civil War. But if he didn't, and, we didn't go this fast, we'd be on, Avengers 10 getting really tired of it before Civil War came out.
Well, I mean, you got... not even half the characters from Civil War in there. I mean, luckily we're gonna apparently get Spider-Man a little bit in there, which would probably be a post-credit scene or some stupid thing. But you don't have a lot of the major characters in there other than Captain America and Iron Man, and Black Panther. It's just I don't know. Especially Civil War is rushed itself.
Yeah, especially because they're also talking about doing another Captain America movie after Civil War. Which how?
Why? Not only that, yeah, how and why? Why? Apparently, this is I heard is his last one, unless they hand over the role to someone else. And why would you do that? Iron Man doesn't even have 4 movies, and that's a better movie series, I think, than Captain America. I mean, the second one was okay, and the third one was.
I liked the first one. I was a bigger fan of the first one.
Yeah. Oh no, Iron Man. Yeah, you can't beat the classic.
No, not even Iron Man.
Captain America.
I was a bigger fan of the first one.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Iron Man 1 and 2 were infinitely better than 3. 3 felt rushed.
Yeah, 3 was just I felt that the end just came. You were watching. Oh, it's over.
Don't get me wrong. The whole.
I just came.
the legion of suits that he brought in at the freighter at the end.
Yeah.
That whole fight was really well done. It was really cool. But
what I hated about that, and then going into Avengers, he it felt like he was giving up everything,
That's what Iron Man 3 made it sound like.
And then like you have Avengers and Avengers 2, and you're like, oh, he's not. He's actually got suits, and he's still doing it. I hated that. That's the one thing I hated in the universe is like at the end of 3, you just have this bombardment of suits, and they all blow up, and then he's like, it's for the better. And then you still
Hulkbuster. And then...
Well, yeah, no, they had like a pseudo Hulkbuster in 3, and then you actually have the real Hulkbuster in Avengers 2.
Which was weird. Like, oh, I blew up all the suits. No, I'm just kidding. I actually have another house somewhere with more suits in it.
Yeah, probably. On another cliff. That was a smart idea.
Well, see, it also never says the time frame between Iron Man 3 and Avengers 2.
It kind of does, because he's sitting with the kid talking about New York.
You know what happened
That's
in New York?
Avengers and Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give the time frame between Iron Man 3 and
Avengers 2. Yeah.
So you could have had the time in between to rebuild.
But I would have liked a story then in between, you know? And like had like some kind of like
context.
Why did he come back kind of thing, and not just like, oh, I've always been here kind of thing, you know? Fast and the Furious 8, who's ready for that?
I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it,
I did watch,
but
in memory of Paul
why?
I did watch 7. 7 was good.
Everyone watched 7.
Huge Statham fan,
it was
so the villain was
fantastic.
amazing.
You gotta think.
Was that the one that had like the 3-mile the airplane runway?
I believe that was the one.
Or was that 6?
No,
that was 6.
That was 6.
Yeah.
6.
But I mean, they were all fantastic movies. Tokyo Drift had its downfalls, but Tokyo Drift was also one of my favorite because it had more. My favorite character was Tanash.
Han.
Yeah. What was it? Oh, I was going to talk about his real name.
He doesn't need a real name. He's Han.
I'm kind of done with the series.
I was mad when Han died, but
rest in peace, Han.
Yeah, rest in peace, Han. But I feel it was a good way to end it, and they're like, oh well, Paul would have wanted us to do another one.
No, Paul would give up.
I think just Vin Diesel needs more money to make another
Pitch Black,
which I'm completely okay with because I love that series. No, Riddick, dude, and then the last Riddick. I don't know if you watched the last Riddick movie, but they ended it off with there has to be another movie, like has to be. So I think really this is just him like I need more money. Let's do it.
I think that's how they end almost every movie though. Every movie, every game ends with there's a possibility that something else is coming.
Vin Diesel should just stick with Groot. He only has to say 3 words and he gets paid for it.
I like Vin Diesel. Like a lot of people shit on his acting, but
speaking of
it's
Vin
pretty
Diesel, actually,
good.
he has
like the last Witch Hunter was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They're trying to put together another XXX.
With him in it. Not Ice Cube did a shitty role in the second one.
I didn't even watch it.
I'm sorry, Ice Cube. Don't hurt me. You're great.
But I watched the first one and I loved it.
Isn't that stupid Kevin Hart movie with him coming out?
That was hysterical.
Ride Along too. I didn't watch the first one.
It was.
I have to watch it
because I could see them having that interactions like. Because you watch Ice Cube, because you've seen Ice Cube in, like, 21 Jump Street. He plays a pretty mean cop, you know, that you can see, like, him being out someone to arrest you. And then you put someone like Kevin Hart as his partner or, like, a brother-in-law. And you can't go wrong. So I can see Ride Along 2 going the way of 21 Jump Street, where it's like, how can this be funny? Oh, God, it's funnier.
Well, anyway, the release date for Fast and Furious is, they actually, I think, I was on Facebook. I think Ludacris posted it. Yeah. And it's April 14th, 2017. So we still have like a year and a half almost for it. So,
I guess I'll be free that day. I have no plans to go and see it.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to see it.
I'm not in a rush.
The last one I watched.
We say that now, and then we'll watch the trailer and be like,
oh man, we have to see it.
Nah, I'll still wait for disc or streaming or something.
Redbox.
Redbox. I'm in zero rush to see it.
Plus, Marvel's going to take most of our money between those times anyway.
There's like 5 or 6 movies coming out this year from Marvel.
Well, Marvel will take a good chunk this year, but I think over the course of the next 4 years, it's Disney and LucasArts that's going to take.
Well, Disney owns Marvel, so
Disney is taking our money.
Yeah. Thank you, Disney.
Here's my wallet, Disney.
The only thing that Disney does not own is Power Rangers.
Does Saban still own that, or did he sell that?
I don't know. But apparently, there's concept art floating around about the rumored Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, I don't know what they've been talking about that for so many years now. It's just not even.
Well, what's his? Oh God, the Green Ranger. What's his name?
Oh,
Tommy. Tommy, but
I can't remember his real name.
He said that it is happening, which I believe him because
is he gonna star in it?
He wants
so.
to, or do at least a cameo in it. I mean, he still does Power Rangers.
He does MMA now too, doesn't he?
He's trying. He wants to fight CM Punk, which would be fucking fantastic. I would watch.
Frank something. I just remember partial name. Frank something.
But he wants to fight CM Punk, which would be like two genres coming together to be greatness. But he did because they just did a Power Ranger movie where they combined like a couple of generations, like Dino, the original, and they brought a couple of them back.
It was like all the Red Rangers, right, or something, or
it was a whole bunch of different.
Was it
Rangers that because like the Rangers lost their powers, like this. I forget what Ranger it was, like Rangers Go or something, where the Rangers, to get their powers, they just took, like they inner selves with the other Rangers that came before them. So that was a
spiritual, man.
Spiritual like type thing. So they would like harness the powers of the old Rangers. So at one point they lost their powers, and the other Rangers would just show up. So you saw like Frank's take a person out of like a burning car, and like as Frank's looking down, you see the Green Ranger mask like go on his face real quick and then fades back out.
Wouldn't it be the White
So it's
Ranger
like,
still?
For some reason he was the Green Ranger. I don't know why.
Yeah, you'd figure like didn't the Green Ranger like
Yeah,
die and then
he died and
became
became
as the White Ranger?
Yes, he did.
But in that storyline, like all the Rangers just kind of phase out, but they never lose their Ranger ability.
Gotcha.
You got a better chance of seeing Ronda Rousey fight CM Punk than the White Ranger. But I don't know. They kind of lost me after I don't want to say Ivan Ooze.
You mean like season 1 and 2?
Yeah, when it started getting into like the Super Time Force Ninja, Police, Power Rangers.
Well, it's because they were trying to. I mean,
too much.
Well, they
Power
based
Rangers
off
is
Japan.
based off Japan, which that's what they're hoping they were talking about doing for the movie. Because Power Rangers and all those in Japan, they're not for kids. We bring them over here and make them kid friendly. You watch them in Japan or like stream them off of Japan sites. Don't let your kids watch those.
Maybe that's what kids should be watching nowadays instead of half the crap they have on now.
They're brutally violent.
TV nowadays are making kids more retarded than
MTV.
Yeah, MTV. What happened to music television? Where's the
That
music?
That's been gone for 20 years.
I know.
That lasted
You don't
like
have to get
first 2 years it was out, and then they made
No.
Beavis and Buttheads. And
Oh yeah,
No,
but they still were doing
still
music.
music television.
There was music in Beavis and Butthead.
It stopped becoming music television when they started putting on
Teen Mom.
16 and Pregnant, Teen Mom.
I think SNL,
Real
not
World.
But to be
SNL,
fair, Teen Mom is probably one of my favorite shows because I just like to laugh at them.
Don't talk to me.
No, I like to laugh
so
at them.
that whole
and they're
sentence
terribly-
makes you have to shut up for like 5 minutes.
It's just it's funny to look at them and go,
You're in the penalty
man, I'm
box.
so happy in my life.
You
Glad I
in-
wasn't 16
you,
and
sir, are
pregnant.
in the penalty box. So, that deserves, 5-minute timeout?
Just like a punch to the dick.
So
16.
there's not
My
many.
favorite show.
It is.
I've never
I get
heard
to
anything
laugh at
gayer.
unfortunate people who have kids at the age of 16, and that to me that's
See, that doesn't make me laugh. That angers me. That pisses me off. Because you see these kids making these stupid ass decisions because mommy and daddy got enough money to help support them along.
but half of them don't.
I don't have enough money, and then they get paid by MTV.
Yeah, they get paid by
And
MTV
they
to
act
do
like they
this
don't
shit.
have enough money.
And then you start a
because-
cycle of like terrible 16-year-old girls making the stupidest decisions. Going, I could be on MTV.
They look up to them like role models.
Exactly.
Is that really a role model?
That's why I laugh. That's
Kind of
why.
like Jersey Shore, except
Exactly.
but
See,
they're
but
getting
you're
pregnant.
watching them. You're supporting them. You're supporting that decision.
No,
I don't support.
Yeah,
it.
your view helps them get paid for
One
another
view?
season.
Yeah, one view
Any
is
view
one
helps.
view.
What if I bootleg it? What if, for now on? What if I
Then
bootleg it?
that's even worse because you're taking the time out of your
That's worse that you went out of your way to bootleg it.
Oh my god! All right, so the only trailer I saw that came out, it actually came out I think today, was Conjuring 2. Did you
I
guys
watched it.
you finally got to watch it?
I'm intrigued.
I wasn't a big fan of the Annabelle movie, but I liked Conjuring.
Conjuring was pretty good.
Annabelle, not so much.
Yeah.
The only thing that creeped me out about Annabelle, honestly, was the elevator scene in the
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah,
That creeped me out. a
that
little
fuck that. That was Silent Hill shit right
bit.
there.
Other
and I was
than
like,
that, Annabelle just didn't do anything for me. But
I think it was the actors in Annabelle that wasn't like that. The lead actress in that, she wasn't. She was like a dumb blonde,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what ruined it. because the actual story of Annabelle, it's a horrible story, and they cut it to, of course, make it PG-13 and shit like that, and then the actress kind of just ruins
movie
it.
producers that are listening, stop cutting your movies to make it kid friendly. Keep them R-rated. Let
They'll
the
still
adults have
sneak
their
in.
fun, too.
You'll still get money. Don't worry about it.
Well, Rob Zombie is doing a movie called 31, I think it's
31
called.
and almost
And
got
it didn't almost make it because
it got
they got
NC-17
NC-17 3 times in a row.
automatically.
And now it's finally making R. So I guess at that point you kind of go, I gotta at least make the R.
Rob Zombie is a sick, disturbed fuck.
But
I love
amazing.
No,
He's a nice guy
music.
too.
Have you seen Lords of Salem?
Yes. No, I haven't seen that one actually. I saw the other two he did. House of a Thousand Smiles.
Really, it's different, but it really messes with your head.
I heard there's a lot of old lady nudity, which I don't really care for.
Unfortunately,
I'm not into that granny porn.
It's
it brings you another fear factor in because you don't want to watch it, so it's also
it's
a fear factor.
that I guess you could say. I mean, it had a decent plot to it. It's about a radio disc jockey that she gets her hands on an underground record, and when she plays the records, it just sounds like chanting and drums, but it has like a hidden message that she hears, and next thing you know, she starts seeing, old Salem witches, and she ends up taking a road trip out to see where it's based out of, and really weird stuff.
I'm gonna have to definitely watch that one.
I kind of hope it brings back up because it kind of just left the Michael series alone, which I liked his reboots because it gave a face to Michael for once. So I like this Halloween reboots.
I only have one thing to say about that. Hallway unicorn. Do you remember at the end of, wasn't it 2, where she was walking and
Yeah, they had the
unicorn in the hallway?
When you said hallway, I thought of the nurses scene when he just brutally, like 30
I'm
fucking times of just whacking her head in with a fucking
I'm
machete.
fine with that.
That's what I liked about it because it was just brutally violent. Because you watch the originals, especially the first Halloween. I'm surprised it made it past Halloween, but watching his remake and you see him as a kid just kill people because they just bothered me a little bit. That was a little creepy because he was 12. It's like I murdered my parents. Yeah.
If you're talking about the first reboot, I'll agree. If you're talking about the second one, unicorn.
Yeah, that was the dumbest part. It's like the last 10 minutes. I definitely agree were stupid.
Yeah, but that's a lot of Rob Zombie. He has those weird moments where you're like, someone was tripping balls.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
I guess we can move on to TV shows. I think that's pretty much a lot of movies.
Tomorrow came out with a new trailer, which was pretty good. Had a lot of these new movies anymore stuff are using Fall Out Boy for their soundtrack, and for some reason it works.
I got Deadpool reaching back for DMX.
Yeah.
Deadpool can have fucking old time music and it'd be a great trailer. Or just a fucking ice cream soundtrack.
Well, it's cool because you have Flash, Arrow on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then Thursdays now is going to be Legends of Tomorrow. And I think that's a really cool fucking thing to do, is just have the same universe 3 days in a row. I'm completely okay with that. And I think the story
it works
is
because
awesome.
they know, because Gotham's Mondays. So it's no, let's not compete with them because they'll probably lose.
Well, it's Tuesday's Supergirl. Well, that show sucks anyway.
Who cares?
Yeah. I heard that show's terrible, so we won't even get on to that.
Just the whole storyline of Supergirl. I'm sorry. That's not anything about a woman being a superhero. It's just she has a horrible storyline.
Yeah.
Superman 2.0.
Yeah.
Or no, 1.5.
She was okay in Smallville. I liked her character in Smallville. It's just, I don't know. I think a standalone superhero, Supergirl show is just not.
It's like giving Green Lantern a TV show. It won't work.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You just need at least a lot of budget for CGI.
Yeah.
You could put Ryan Reynolds in it.
Unless they're putting Rex the Raccoon in, then I'm game. Because no, not Rex the Raccoon, Rex the cat.
Talking about the Red Lantern
Red
cat?
Lantern.
Yeah, who spits acid blood and kills people that way? I would totally fucking be down for that if that was in the Green Lantern.
Except I don't want to watch the first episode when he becomes it because that's fucking sad. If you remember the Lantern's backstory, I don't want to watch that.
Is it as sad as Rocket Raccoon? Because I was almost shedding tears on that when he was
Rocket was pretty, like, the way he told it in Guardians.
Yeah, I was like really upset. And then you see all the metal plates in his back, and I was like, wow, I don't.
They
like
actually
this.
because let's first of all confirm the cat. For the cat's backstory, basically he's owned by this old lady who dies, and when the estate's taken out, he's kicked out on the street, and he basically gets beaten to shit by these little punk ass kids to the point where he's about to die. They put him in a bag and throw him into the river, and that's when the Red Ring finds him, and he comes out and kills all those kids. But
nice.
I just don't want to watch a cat get beaten.
You know,
but for Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, Disney being Disney, they made a TV show out of it, and you find out because they do backstories for almost all of them. Rocket's family actually isn't dead, but it would have been better.
Yeah,
because because I watched it with my kid and he loved it, but as an adult, I'm like, that was worse because he finds his family and the machines that were operating on them. And the only way to stop the machines from not operating to a point where they're making the animals so bad that they lose all consciousness and they just become killing machines because the one evil turtle, I can't remember his name, he wants to just destroy everything and all not right. But he wants to destroy all of humanity and make animals the supreme people. And the only way for Rocket and them to stop them is to work with the machines who don't want to do this. They only were programmed to help animals become more than what they were. They weren't trying to really hurt them per se. And the only way to stop them was to take away everyone's powers. But Rocket, being him, like he always says, is only one me. All the other creatures lose their memory, so they all forget that Rocket was the mom and brother all forget Rocket.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so that was fucking horrifying to watch.
Dead.
It was better for them to be dead because now he has to live with the fact that his own family will never remember him.
It's like dying twice.
Yeah.
That's awful.
It was horrible.
Fucking
but as a cartoon, I'm like, because anyone that watches their cartoons that you used to watch when you were a kid, a lot of them had horrible stories. So that was watching it as an adult with my kid. I'm like, that's horrible, and he's like, oh look, his family. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Daredevil is gonna return. Big season 2. Punisher. Yeah, March 18, 2016. Apparently.
I'm just worried about Punisher.
Really? No, I mean John Bernthal is gonna be awesome.
Because they're just always kind of fucked up Punisher.
The movies kind of ruin it for me.
The second movie.
But this is Netflix.
I don't even know how to describe
the second movie.
Yeah, it was in theaters for like a week or something.
That's probably why I didn't watch it.
It had a great soundtrack.
They need to take it back to the 80s when Dolph Lundgren was the Punisher. He played a much better Punisher.
That was about the greatest part of Punisher 2. It had a great soundtrack. It had like Slipknot and Five Finger Death Punch. Other than that, it was just.
I can't say.
I'm still surprised there was a second one after that first one. They did. They changed the character too.
Yeah,
they changed the actor.
They changed the actor to this.
That's why I didn't watch it.
The actor actually looked better as Punisher because the Punisher is supposed to be this big, just brutes that puts your foot through the head, and that's what it was. All this movie, it was filmed kind of after Sin City came out.
Okay.
So it was like kind of filmed that style.
All right.
And it was just blood upon blood upon blood. If you have like half hour to kill one day, you want to watch a part of it because that's about as much we'll get through.
Skip halfway through the movie and watch 30 minutes of it and turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to watch someone's head get crushed, watch the couple minutes of it.
Netflix is also bringing back Voltron. Wasn't a huge fan, but I mean that's pretty cool. I'd go watch it again. I guess there's a big fan base for that for Netflix to be bringing it back. Just I don't know. I think it's cool that they're bringing back like a lot of like old shows like.
Well, because original ideas are dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, how more original can you get though? I mean, there's not much.
Well, like I said, there's only 5 stories that could ever be told.
Yeah, love stories.
Love stories, comedies, horrors, zombies.
Yeah.
Even zombies is getting played out anymore.
Yeah.
Pirates.
Pirates has been done. Oh my god. Pirates is coming out next year.
Oh, the new one, yeah. Jack Sparrow.
Oh, okay, I will watch Pirates.
We're not talking about the porno. We're talking about. Okay, so we're talking about Disney.
I will watch the Pirates of the Caribbean universe until fucking Johnny Depp dies. I don't care, because the hilarity of it. I love Johnny Depp as an actor because he is traverse. He's one of those people that like I was told I could do anything, so I fucking am. Because he puts everything into any role he plays.
The last one just didn't.
I think it's because, I mean, if Johnny Depp wasn't in it, it would have just fucking tanked.
Oh no, hands down.
But those other two his supporting actors, because let's be honest, even though they were supposed to be the main actors, and Jack Sparrow's always the main actor.
Is it Orlando Bloom?
Orlando Bloom is coming.
I heard he's coming back. Yeah,
he has to come back because technically you can't kill him.
So wouldn't that mean that they would have to at least try to get Keira Knightley back on?
No, not necessarily.
Because Jack supposedly found is what he did or is going to in this one find the Fountain of Youth or something like that.
Fountain of Youth was the last one.
Last one.
So, and no one. The whole story behind that was like he did get some of it into him, so he might not be able to die or some shit like that. But who knows? Of course, when the movie comes out, they'll probably explain it. But
That's just another thing to anger me up and get my blood boiling a little bit. Into the third movie, they had a kid.
Which I think that's what this will be about.
Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I think that's what this will be about. The kid probably grown up enough.
They showed the kid; he had to have been what 4 or 5, maybe 6.
So I think because it's been almost 10 years.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, you're right. That hadn't seen.
It's been almost 10 years since the third one. Probably.
No, not that long.
Yeah, I would say that. Oh, we were all in high school, bro. We've been almost out for 10 years.
I'm old.
Yeah. So I think this one, it would make sense if he's grown up and going searching for his father or Jack Sparrow to find out his father.
Yeah, it could
They released the details of it. I can't remember exactly what Sparrow was looking for this time, but
I'll just watch it because it's Johnny Depp drunk on a Disney set. It's fucking hilarious.
yeah.
Plus, that's the living life. Getting paid to be wasted. What he is. Everyone always wondered, and he just said, yeah, I'm drunk. What? It's not like Disney's going to say, well, then you can't do this. Who else are they going to get to play him that people would watch? They would boycott the shit out of it.
It's like not having Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. No one would watch it. There's no point.
No one's allowed to. The Marvel agreed to copyright him as Wolverine, so...
That's pretty cool.
Just like Iron Man. Once Iron Man's done, no one else can be Iron Man.
But they could switch Cap.
Oh, apparently, according to that little post that they put on there about the movies that are coming out over the next 5 years or whatever it is, I happened to see one with 3 claw marks.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm assuming Wolverine's signed on for at least.
He's got a third one.
He's
got a third one coming out, and then there's rumored a fourth one that he might do. But I don't know.
He said he loves it. He says.
Well, he said he's getting tired too. He said that the next Wolverine's gonna be his last one.
How much can his body really take?
He's Hugh Jackman.
He's Hugh Jackman. He said he was tired of being Wolverine, but he said he was tired. Just he needed to take a break, which he did. He took a break. He did the Les Miserables, and he did some things on Broadway, which is what he wanted to do. He wanted to show that he's not just punch you in the face type guy, that he's well rounded, which he is, which is fucking surprising as shit.
He was Blackbeard in Pan.
Don't know.
That's the movie we don't speak of.
It looked visually amazing, and then I saw a second trailer and I was like,
I watched it the other night. It was watchable.
The head smells like Teen Spirit. That's what pissed me off. That scene, I watched it on YouTube and I was like, what the fuck is
I'll
this?
give you that. That weirded me out a little bit. But if you can get past that, the rest of it is actually kind of watchable.
I don't even want to start it because of that.
I was surprised that it was Hugh Jackman because like when you read it or you see anything like that, you're like, oh, Hugh Jackman, and I was like, wait, because I wanted to go see it because my girlfriend wanted to see it, so I looked it up on Google. I was thinking that's where you go for anything, and it said now at Redbox. I was like, wait.
Yeah, it wasn't in theaters long.
He was a decent villain.
I mean, he's a well-rounded actor, so I could see it, but
he was a decent villain. The movie itself was watchable. Not my favorite, but
I'm sure they won't.
And
I
want X-Men to keep going and stuff like that.
Probably will because of the way it ended. It ended with Hook and Pan still friends.
Oh, so it has to. Hook can't.
Then they'll make at least 2 more.
Hook has to be.
They got to redo the story of Hook and versus Pan.
Well, they fly away on the Jolly Roger as friends. So they have the Jolly Roger. So technically, all Hook's got to do is like push Peter Pan off the ship or something.
I don't think it would be that simple.
Peter, for the story is that Peter does something which Hook. I forget what it is.
Isn't the alligator thing? He bites off his arm and
Hook gets pushed into like the water, and the alligator bites off Hook's arm because Peter can't get to him in time, and then the anger just keeps building in Hook. But it also gotta go. Every story for Pan is different, because there's also stories for Pan where Pan is fucking just evil.
Yeah.
Shadow Pan.
So.
Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that's also in Once Upon a Time. Shadow Pan's evil and Hook's.
I've still yet to watch that because I really don't care.
The first couple seasons were good, and it just got
the wife
so many.
Wants to binge watch, and I just can't.
It's too much universe. Like it's so many.
Well,
stories.
Disney is a huge universe.
I know. It's just so many stories. I don't want
two
it.
universes. It's the fairy tale world, and
Real
then
world.
there's a real world town, and all the real world town is filled with.
If you hear murmuring, that is our girls talking about
the real world
Talking
town
about
is
us.
supposed to be
us
filled
and
with
us trashing
real
Once Upon a
life
Time.
characters of the fairy tale.
It's
too much.
stupid.
It's dumb.
So,
None of us are getting laid tonight.
I didn't plan on it anyway.
Is what it is.
Video games.
There's only 2 things coming out in January. Well, 3.
No,
I don't consider Resident Evil as coming out because it's already out. That's why I'm saying 3.
You know what? It's a reboot, and if they do the same,
It's not a reboot. They're just
it's a
putting in
remake.
graphics.
It's a remake.
Which is
But you know what?
Remake.
Resident Evil 1 looked spectacular when they redid it. So I'm expecting the same and nothing less out of this one. And they've already announced that after 0 releases, they're already working on 2.
so they're probably just gonna remaster all of them. I guess.
Obviously, because that seems what everything is redoing
As
now.
long as they remaster 1, 2, and 3, I'm happy.
Everything for like the original Xbox and original PlayStation 4 seems to be just coming back as remastered versions.
You've got that. You've got
Redoing Mega Man.
That wasn't really a redo, because I bought it. It already came out digitally. It was the original 1 through 8.
1 through 8, yeah.
How much is that?
It's like $20.
It's not bad. That's pretty cool.
No,
For 8 games.
Hey, kept me busy for about a week and a half.
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
You got shut up. I don't got that much time on my hands anymore.
You don't sleep.
Lego Avengers coming
Yeah.
out
Avengers,
on the 26th.
26th, and then Life is Strange on the 19th.
And you got,
Which looks-
You pointed out Blob.
yeah, one
Weird.
that's my frustration holds near and dear. Way back on the regular Nintendo, I'm pretty sure it was a Game Boy. I'm almost positive it was a Game Boy Edition too. It's called Boy and His Blob. It's about a boy, and
Who's Blob?
I believe he was trying to get this big white blob home. It was an alien life form, and
E.T.
it was a puzzle game, I guess you could call it. It was a side-scrolling platforming puzzler, and I vaguely remember it because it was so fucking frustrating. You would feed the blob different colored jelly beans, and each jelly bean you gave it had a different effect. It would turn into a ladder, it would turn into an umbrella, a trampoline.
A dildo.
Wow, this game's being talked about, and I'm already done. I'm sorry.
We could talk about Assassin's Creed.
I'm done.
Oh.
So
Am I
Assassin's
the only one done with that? I'm glad they're
No.
taking.
You know
No,
what? I'm not.
no, because
I keep swearing to myself that I'll never buy another Assassin's Creed. I swore that there was a couple of topics that if it hit, I was going to buy.
Everyone was done with it, and then they made a Pirates one, and it was like,
The
I gotta
Pirates
buy it.
one, the Revolutionary War one caught me, and I'll be damned if they didn't make one based off of ancient Egypt.
that will be coming out in about 2 years.
yeah, they are taking a year off, so you'll save
People
some
will
money.
get to refresh.
People will get to refresh, and it's
Still
like, oh my
play-
god, it's been so long, I have to buy it. It's
Well,
basically what they're doing,
Well, it's better than Call of Duty where you get a new one with just redone graphics every year.
basically. There's
Well-
not much of a difference between Black Ops 3 and Advanced
Advanced
Warfare,
It's
which
very
was
similar.
which
You
was
can run on
weird
walls
because
now.
I was because I liked Black Ops because it was stories that maybe that you thought, well, of course they didn't happen, but that you could think
completely
happened.
disavowed that story.
Yeah,
And it's like it never even happened.
yeah. It's just like, oh, Black Ops 3. Forget all the past stuff which seemed realistic. Here's some future shit. how is that even Black Ops when it can only be Black Ops if it's a possibility. That's what I felt like.
Storylines is not even connected. It went all Syndicate and
like Black Ops
controlling
1
your
was
brain.
great because you're like, oh, it's old war. You know, oh, maybe because like everyone knows like shit happens in the army that no one can talk about, and that's what the first two Black Ops were kind of like about. And then Black Ops 3 is like, yeah, this isn't even really. I can't even pretend to think that this is happening.
I think it's gonna happen is we're gonna have so much advanced warfare shit, and it's just gonna be like, oh, everyone's got a jetpack, and then people are like, can we get a World War I game again?
Yeah,
maybe like a World War II game. Like I just want to.
That was what
MP40 Nazis again. Can I do that?
You say that now. I saw gameplay footage for a World War I shooter. Actually, no, it was before that. It was a Revolutionary War shooter.
Talk about the one where they have to fucking jam the shit down and then you just fire like 50%.
He had a musket that it took literally 3.5 minutes of gameplay time. Just him reloading.
Yes.
So basically, you're just watching a guy jerk off a gun for 3.5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's awesome. I can't wait.
Each
I
time
fucking can't wait.
It's a goat. It kind of sounds like Goat Simulator almost.
No, Ghost Simulator was awesome. Don't get that shit.
Speaking of ridiculous shit, did you watch the Randy Savage Deathclaw mod for Fallout 4?
I did. I don't know what to say about that.
I think this is why I like to PC game every so often, is just because there's just stupidest mods you could think possible. And you said there's like a lightsaber
There
thing.
is a lightsaber mod. Some Star Wars fan decided that guns weren't good enough, and they dropped lightsabers into Fallout 4.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
It looked kind of cool.
I'm excited about that. I kind of now want to buy a Fallout 4 for the PC and just go mod happy and just...
You know, I also heard that mods are coming to the next-gen consoles next year.
Ooh.
This year, rather.
Interesting.
2016.
Well,
I don't know how they're going to do it. Are they going to do microtransactions, paid DLC?
Who fucking knows? That would be stupid if they do it that way. Did you see the Borderlands mod that they did for that too? They cell shaded it. Like Borderlands is kind of done.
Okay.
It actually looks really fucking good. Like, and I like Borderlands a lot, and I love the art style that they use in it. And like to put to Fallout 4, I mean, it was just like, shit. Like, why didn't they do that to begin with? I don't know. Oculus Rift, who's ready for that? Who's ready to drop $600?
I'm ready for it. I'm not ready for the price of it.
I think that's what a lot of people are saying too, and I think I already read, like, not before we did this podcast, is that the creator of Oculus Rift is actually apologizing to the customers.
He's apologizing because he gave a tentative price of $350.
Ooh.
And then he jacked it up to $600 when they realized, I guess, how expensive it is to put it together.
It's really the first of its kind.
But you're putting out a product that you want to be mass produced and you want mass people to buy, but you're putting it out of reach of financially of most people.
Yeah, it's more expensive than a console.
Yeah, it is more expensive than a console.
That's more expensive than...
It's like buying
I can buy a console and 4 games.
Console, 4 games, hoverboard.
The only gaming accessible that I've ever seen...
The Oculus might set your eyes on fire, let's be honest.
The Neo Geo. The Neo Geo, when that came out, it was $800. So you mean to tell me that out of all the consoles that have released over time, there's only one console that is more expensive than your Oculus Rift?
Neo Geo. Oh god. No, I definitely agree. I think it's
overpriced.
It's gonna be overpriced, but it's ridiculous some of the software that they put out for it. And now even like PlayStation, even PlayStation's now is developing theirs. It's called PlayStation VR.
I feel like theirs is gonna be cheaper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But there's already
once competition comes out, then I don't know. Everything's gonna be. It's gonna be just a war, but that's everything, you know. That's how PlayStation, Xbox started. It was just fucking war.
I feel like theirs might be closer to the price of a console.
I'd say 250, 300. Yeah, and it's cool because right, we're on sync. They said that there's already rumored 100 titles for it when it went, like 100 titles in development already. So whenever it releases, if it's like a week from now or a month or March when Oculus releases, there's going to be 100 titles in development, but that doesn't mean at release. So
it's like Microsoft saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to have 100+ titles of backwards compatibility as of December."
But here's 5.
Yeah, here's 6 at a time. It's not even the ones that fans have been asking for. It's like,
well, no, they put out Halo Reach.
That one they kind of had to because they had to give it away for the fuck ups they had with Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
but fans want to see Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, the primary shooters that people were playing on the 360.
Medal of Honor.
And they're just kind of ducking and dodging. They're just ducking and dodging the biggies.
I don't see I don't see myself paying $600 for it ever, or like maybe if it gets closer to around 300 like a normal system, I would look into it because at first wait it out. Everyone always don't go out and rush this thing. Wait till a couple stories come out because you gotta know people are gonna get hurt.
Well,
with putting it on, you're gonna either destroy your television, destroy someone in your house.
I'll break my neck.
I can't wait for the YouTube. The YouTube videos on it is gonna be amazing though. They're gonna be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
Just watching people. Oh shit! Oh wait, should we stop him? Oh, let's go towards the window.
I hope Rob Diedrich's ready for some ridiculousness.
Oh yeah,
it's just gonna.
It's just gonna be filled with Oculus Rift videos.
And like, because they only just started testing it and stuff like that, so there's no long-term view on what it's actually going to do to a person's eyes yet.
It could be.
It's gonna be terrible.
It could be the next hoverboard. You could
Catch
plug
fire.
it into charge.
I hope so.
You take it off.
I hope so.
Why do I still see the game?
That would be great.
Instead of burning into the TV, it burns
Burns
into
your
your retinas.
Like, just wait it out.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of bugs when it comes out. I mean, although it's been testing for 2+ years now already, and it's been doing pretty well even with that. So I don't know. It's like a toss up in the air. Did they do enough testing? Yeah, I think you're right. Health reasons, I don't think they have. I don't think there's enough time right now. 10-year study or whatever to see what the effects are going to be. But I think there's going to be some bugs in it, just like anything that comes out.
But the testing is always in a controlled environment. Wait until it gets out to the public.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where people fuck with it and do stupid shit. So, that's really all I have for topics. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
No, I mean we got
Covered a lot.
covered a lot. We didn't cover much music. Music at the moment. A lot of people are just in the studio right now. I think
Guns N' Roses are coming back.
Slash.
You know
They're actually rumored to be playing Coachella as a part of their comeback tour.
Nice.
But that's just like this is like the third time they've come back. It's gonna crash and burn once Axl does something stupid again.
No, Axl came back with his own shit, and it was terrible.
Chinese
14 million.
Chinese democracy.
Yeah, Chinese democracy. It was 14 million spent in over 10 years, some shit like that, or some crazy.
I listened to 1 or 2 tracks off of it and
terrible.
refused to buy the album.
Yeah, I think with Slashback, I think it's gonna be a lot.
Well,
better.
I'm not saying that Guns N' Roses is gonna be horrible. I'm saying the reunion of them isn't going to last.
No, probably
It
not.
shouldn't happen, and by all means,
it
when they
shouldn't
start
happen.
making the tour, I will keep an eye on it. And if it happens to make this area, and I've seen that Axl's been making all of his tour dates,
Yeah.
then maybe I'll
You're gonna
buy
go
it.
to a
Don't-
show where Axl
yeah,
doesn't show.
Don't buy
That would be my luck.
it.
That would
Don't
be
buy
my
it
luck.
until he's like
And
in
it
your
would be
states.
it would be a repeat of what happened in Philly when they were still Guns N' Roses back when, and he decided not to show up after the openers played, and Philly rioted. They tore the arena apart. So that would be my luck.
Because Axl doesn't show up, and then Axl starts shit with Slash, and so 1 and 2 is either going to show up or just cancel it because Guns N' Roses isn't Guns N' Roses without Slash. So if Slash says fuck it, I'm done.
Slash just needs to stay with Miles Kennedy. They have a great thing going. Their music is awesome.
Slash
They
could do
put
it.
on a great show.
Slash is the only guitarist to put out solo albums to sell as well as full on bands.
and they're just as good.
Santana,
True.
old Santana.
Old Santana. Well, he's always old.
When
Oh,
he,
yeah.
when he put out his Snake Pit albums, that was his group. That was his solo project, and it sounded great. It had like an '80s porno vibe, but it sounded good. You know, it's,
Well, look at your beard. It's like an anus
it was,
Well, I think it's time to take a shot and call this.
Whoa.
No, we're go-
Whoa.
Oh, whoa!
I got
how's
an
that
artist.
feel?
I got an artist to promote. Okay.
Oh, we got a couple of artists.
Well, we've promoted them before. This guy.
That's me.
The other stuff we knew. This guy I actually know from working at a movie theater. Not with you guys. I worked at another one. His name's Ronnie Gorham. Really talented. Him and 2 other guys. They actually write their own comic book, and it's really cool. It's called How to Survive Working in Retail. Is a comic book, and it's based off of like their life story stuff and making it kind of like big and like adventurous and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Their group is called Three Guys Making Comics. They actually have an Instagram. You can search them up by Three Guys Making Comics. They have a Twitter, and their handle is 3GMCS. Apparently, they have a webpage coming soon, and they're apparently starting a Kickstarter this summer where one lucky winner will become a regular in their comic. And just a shout out to them. I know the guy. I've known him for quite a while now. He's actually a really cool dude, and they do all their own illustrating. They do all their own writing, promoting, drawing, everything. All it's in house. So it's a really cool comic group. Go check them out.
Yeah. And I'll give out another shout out to Stuart Dolly because they made the second round for the Stone Pony Battle of the Bands.
I went to that show. It's pretty cool.
Yep. So I mean, big things might happen for them. They're doing pretty well, for themselves. I think so.
Go Paul.
Go Paul.
Go Paul. All right, so definitely shot time.
And Bob.
There
You're cool, Bob.
Oh, so since we got since I won't be here next weekend, since we have the little skull shot glasses, it kind of brings one more thing to my mind here. There's a post going around earlier of on YouTube, top 5 horror games to look out for in 2016. Yeah. Absolutely look that post up. There was a couple there that caught my eye, especially one called Allison Road.
Yeah, you showed me. It looks very similar to PT.
It looks exactly like PT. I mean, you're walking through the house and the walls start bleeding, and then this creepy little thing gets up off the floor. Check it out. By all
right.
all means.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.